using the Astral Spheres, Astral Meteors, Astral Echoes.
Second phase though, finally Chico puts some respect on Eman's name. Bruno is being banned. As we said earlier, 900, whatever that is, golds has been claimed every matches that Eman played on this hero. Very, very silly numbers. Yeah, it is.
It is, it is, it really is. And Rebellion might actually want to go for a Brody ban too if they want to take away these potential bullies against the carry. I think they're a bit more okay with a Claude because of the short range of the Claude. They can punish it with a Luo Yi, even a Kaja if it dives towards them. Other than that though, do they want to ban, what else do they want to ban out here against their comp?
I'm still thinking here. Oh my god, I don't think I can hear you anymore. This is...
Yeah, Brody.
This is probably the loudest I've ever heard.
Really?
This
The
season?
Rebellion fans are quite wild.
This season, okay?
I think I've heard louder, for sure, but it is pretty loud. And that's what we love right now from Season 13. Even the teams that people say, oh, are kind of not doing so good, they're the smaller teams, the fan base absolutely delivers every single time.
Geek Fam too, we've seen a big increase in the amount of fans that they have in the building, but oh, it's a Harith pick. So something we expected from last game, but now, where does it leave Bigetron? Wait, is this Fredrin going to go to XP? Or are they going to pick up a Fanny?
Oh, that
Against
is...
a Kaja?
Risky,
but
risky, but it is Super Ken.
Well, if you can set it up earlier with the Minion Fury before the Kaja is online, I think that's alright. If because the Fanning, you know, can bypass any kind of CCs coming in from Rebellion. But obviously, it's easier said than done. Now, what is going to be the option here for Rebellion Zion? They already picked the Roam, Mid, and also Golden. They still need bodies on top, on the front.
Someone to take some damage to keep it in the front. Akai is a good option. They double down, 2 massive walls to take some damage, to provide crowd control. Terizla with the damage reduction, the lower your HP is, and the Akai that has crowd control immunity. When it comes to an all-out brawl, they might have this, man.
XP?
Safe choice will be Arlet, I think. If they want to go crazy, it's not really good against the carry, but Chorizo's comfort picks, you know what it is?
Export? No?
Export can work, yes. But back in the day, yes. Paquito, Uranus. I'm not sure if they want to utilize it here against a carry. Can be shredded down very easily. But who knows?
Oh.
Export. Same choice.
Against the suppression, right? Against the Divine Judgment, Export makes a bit more sense. But yeah, we are waiting for the day Uranus just keeps coming back.
I would love that, man. The glory days of Uranus.
You're a big fan of Uranus.
I'm a fan of Uranus. I have like 78% win rate on Uranus, so...
Whoa, that's a pretty good Uranus.
Yeah, I'm comfortable using Uranus. But we're gonna see here, game number 2 of Bigetron Alpha versus Rebellion Esports. Counter index and lineup rating is very, very close. In fact, it's only 0.1 Arashi, so not much of a difference. But let's see though. Maybe it's gonna be different in game.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to the crowd control, Bigetron are losing it out, but they have ways technically to deal with the problems. It comes down to the execution, man. If Rebellion can really find those windows of opportunity, they have what it takes to make it happen. It's a stark contrast from game number 1. It's going to be a lot more evenly met in game 2.
Let's see though, Bigetron Alpha is looking to solidify their place in the number 1 in the standings of MPL Indonesia Season 13. Meanwhile, Rebellion is looking to take down the Giant once again. It's Bigetron Alpha versus Rebellion Esports.
Alright, we'll see in the early game, the clearing game still. The Akai surprisingly has pretty good clear. And I have to see if the Akai is being used a lot more aggressively. You have to remember that with the heavy spin, it is a defensive tool to a degree, but it can be a very good ganking tool as well. And we've seen teams use it that way to great effect. The first turtle is going to be very volatile here. Depending on which team does secure their level 4 first, I think it's going to change the whole tempo of the whole game.
Oh, an interesting trade there.
That's tough.
Yeah, he gets it and wins the trade out with an Astral Sphere that's helping him from behind Moreno. Now looking to walk Swalo down as a knockup, and Astral Meteor gonna go for the full proc of the Astral Meteor too. Swalo chunked, and even the mana is not looking good.
Well, he's spamming a lot of the mana out, and then he's going to go back. He has the Inspire and the Lethal Ignition, so not a lot of ways to really regain that mana until the Enchanted Talisman is built. He'll be playing a bit more conservatively, or he'll be at least going back to base a lot more often. So Bigetron, they can try and take advantage.
Full lockdown onto RBL. Has a flicker, but Superkin dashes towards him, takes the dash too, and picks up first blood. Still the jungler with the highest percentage of first blood.
Oh man, just winning in all department. The top lane too, they're also winning in terms of damage trade. And that was a very textbook gank. RBL caught lacking.
Well, he is caught without the mid laner available. We were just talking about Suelo being forced to recall right there. Now 2v2 still. I wonder if Rebellion are gonna just go and try and cheese it with the heavy spin.
Well, Vince is getting chunked here. Trying to force out a heavy spin from him. Already half HP. And even their last insanity blowing him up. Vincent super low. Burned down to the ground by Chorizo. Flickers out to safety. Cars with a flicker forward as well. Going to get Cars, or going to get Chorizo there. Supercan is still dealing with the turtle right now. Divine Judgment lost Moreno down for a bit, but Supercan has dealt with the turtle. Now going on, taunting him in a big bomb to his head with a big stab forward to pick up a kill. 4-1 in kills, 1.3k gold lead for the Red Robots.
I don't think we've seen any single losing trade so far in the series of Bigetron Alpha versus Rebellion Esports. Very, very dominant right from the get-go, even before the match starts.
I think Rebellion are just in a tough spot right here, and they don't seem to really know how they really want to play it out. They were separated, and then they regrouped, and then they were just adjusting to what Bigetron was doing, and I feel like they should be the ones being proactive right
You just
here.
noticed this?
Yeah.
What,
I was about to point it out as well.
This is very interesting. Now, yes, he's against Kaja, so he can't really evade with the Purify, so he opts to go for the Vengeance, hoping that he can withstand some damage if he do get caught up. I think that's the general idea, but what do you think, Rashi?
I think that's absolutely the idea. With the shielding as well from the when he goes in, especially if the Zaman Force is available, he has ways to avoid the initial engage, and even if he does get forced into a fight, he has ways to stay there. So I think that's a great option. Once again, Iman showing his intelligence when it comes to the pre-work, right? The decision-making before the game even begins.
No third second down, but it looks like Bigetron Alpha just dominating the map, man. Every bushes they own. And that's thanks to Superkin and also Moreno with the long-range threats. And this has been the story also in game number 1. Looking at the items though, Arashi, anything interesting?
Well, not so much. I mean, the Enchanted Talisman not completed for the Loyi and Suelo. So now Moreno can just be a lot more oppressive in that lane. And Iman, in the middle of a long fight, will have a Starlium, but look at that.
It's a big dive up top, but the same goes into Bumble. Gets deleted. Oh my goodness. Where did he go?
You take my EXP, I'll take your gold laner, bro. It's again a winning trade for Bigetron Alpha. They're just looking for weaknesses in every of Rebellion Esports' movement.
They have control over the turtle as well, half HP. Moreno dealing some damage on Suelo, just poking him down. Bigetron Alpha now. King walking forward, trying to bait out a few skills.
Ain't no way.
But it doesn't matter.
Ain't no way.
Without Key with a flicker, Minion with Fury, the last insanity, and the Appraiser's Wrath. Cars to the penalty zones to the back now. The Vengeance gets popped in, and Iman gets locked down by the Divine Judgment. It's a good shutdown as Cars flickers forward now. To the Bigetron played by Suelo on the back. Oh, beautiful turnaround. Chorizo gets punished. A double for Cars, a double for Suelo, and Moreno is all alone in the mid lane.
Beautiful. That was a trap that Rebellion Esports have been already set. In that pit that was so small, Arashi, and that is why Luoyi just ate.
In the middle of a chaotic fight like that, Loyi just does so much damage, and the diversion play to really seal the deal there. That's been a very impressive turn of events for Rebellion, showing again that they have a plan, and you can't really count them out, even though that fight really looked so bad for them. The fact that they used all their tools to go in initially, and then they were staying in such a tiny choke point. Suelo was just spamming out the spells left and right, and really talked about the duality, the passive, right? When you have two members who have the light and darkness passive on them, when they get close, they get stunned.
And now all of Bigetron Alpha's hard work and efforts has been diminished. Already 4-6-2 gold lead for Rebellion Esports. The gold swing just with a single exchange.
One big exchange though, 4 members taken down and a few shutdowns as well. Well, actually 1. Super Ken had 4 kills. That means a bounty. Super Ken just takes away a little bit more from Vincent. 2 turtles though. We've been criticizing, well, the only thing to criticize for BTR last week was Super Ken's red trade. Seems like he's definitely improved on that front.
Very obviously with that. That was with a heavy spin. Like, you got dragged away from the turtle pit and somehow still gets it.
Alright, well, look at that. Cars was able to push the wave in already. And so he just feels like, okay, he won't be able to do anything in time, leaves it. But now we'll see if Aurelian pulls the trigger here, knowing that now they have equalized on the goal difference.
A bit scary for Bigetron Alpha now. It's Astral Echo, the revealing 2. In the back, Super Ken now. Inside of the pit, last Insanity over to Vincent, and it's Super Ken again who wins it out despite the heavy spin. Another Minion's Fury, as now it's given Divine Judgment, locking him on down as he pops into Vengeance, and Moai will be able to deal with him in this fight. He falls next with Moai's fading damage. That's a conceal to chase Super Ken down. Look, it's way low in the back as well. With a good diversion, trying to look for an angle to flank even harder. Super Ken dodging away from 1, that's another. And he will be able to get out for now. It's 2 kills traded in for that turtle.
Ideally, they would get a turtle, but even then, if they have to let it go, they make sure that Bigetron pay the price for it. I would take that trade any day. I feel like that also gives them more tempo to move around the map when 2 members are still down. 1.5k gold lead still for Rebellion. And now Bigetron they have to be concerned because Rebellion, if they do get ahead, if they start snowballing, this composition is terrifying, man. All the engages, all the tankiness, good source of damage, and the diversion, even if they want to play it safe.
Terrifying with the Turisla as well. You can see in the earlier exchange, Eman got caught up with the penalty zone and also Divine Judgment. He popped the Vengeance, but it looks like the idea didn't come to fruition. It's just too much damage to tank if you want to use the Vengeance. And I believe Eman also took still the same bargain Hunter, so he's still trusting his teammates, he's still trusting the fact that he can pop off in the early game with Harith. But in exchange, huge durability taken off from this Harith.
Yeah. He's been picked off twice by the Kaja in 2 consecutive fights, so that's something he definitely needs to be wary of, but also crazy spatial awareness from AudiTZ. The fact that he was able to catch him on twice in the midst of that team fight.
I feel like when the fight begun, AudiTZ was already looking for him. I thought he was going to use it maybe to burn away the Minion Fury, but now, just like that, that's the burst damage they have, man. Sorizo, almost like he doesn't have a Furaga armor.
It's gotta be hard when the Lord comes. Sorizo, his original job is to guard the perimeter and try to zone out, especially Vincent. Try to chunk his HP down as low as possible. But with the Luoyi and also the carry, the opposing side, what do you do with it?
Yeah, 3 members away from the Lord right here. Very interesting. You almost wonder if they're setting up a trap, if they're setting up a big diversion play.
Oh, there you go.
It's used up already. Vincent is all alone at diversion onto the back. Super Ken still there. Minus Fury onto 3. But now Super Ken! Oh, nice! The Retribution gets caught in the Divine Judgment though. Will be taken down. He walking out. Bigetron Alpha have gotten what they needed to. But they backed on the 50-50 Eman now with the Zaman Force on the back of the Vengeance as well. AudiTZ dodging away from that last hit. Now it's Key who disengages for Bigetron Alpha. Cars is looking for a play, has the flicker, has the penalty zone. But BTR decide to back away. Diversion just to stop these recalls from the red robots.
Tough break for Rebellion Esports. They had it in the back, but Ken somehow. How the hell did you execute that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
The nerves on this guy. Just calm, cool, collected, even though that was a very surprising diversion play. Now though, on the defensive side, with the Lord pushing for Bigetron, Rebellion have to take it quite slow for a bit. But I think Bigetron might be wising up to the fact that Moai is doing a lot of damage, but Sway Low, I think, is the real one doing the damage in a lot of these fights.
For sure.
It's very subtle. And with an NOD, not more damage, right? More utility itemization. You would think that he would be lacking in that damage. But in the base kit, the fact that you have multiple spells, multiple stacks of spells, means like you just burst people down if they're not careful.
So far, Bigetron Alpha has been clumping up. Swaylo might be in trouble here.
Force the flicker out. Car still holding on to this wave. Clears it out properly in the bottom lane. The Lord is free. But the Kai finally deals with it here. Moreno's trying to stop a few of these recalls from happening, but Rebellion will be able to deal with the Lord in the bottom lane. No more turrets, only a tier 1. One tier 1 in the bottom lane. The tier 1 up top is being threatened as well by a minion. It should be taken down.
Whoa.
Another diversion by Suelo, but he decides not to take it.
Well, you can't really be picky when you're the underdogs, but right now oh, very aggressive!
Two-man taunt over the Minus Fury, and RDTZ gets slain. Under the turret now, and Mon focusing down. Super Ken will lose out his life. He gets obliterated. Cerezo, last insanity in the back, very low, but not going to be able to find anything else.
Oh my God.
Why? What a good sidestep. From that Astral Spear, I think he would have died if he didn't dodge away from it.
Oh, the the IQ as well from Moreno, just covering his teammate. But Suelo, though, he ain't done yet. This is very aggressive. You're the only one member out in the open there, man. You're the mid laner.
Well, game fact by our app GoPay, the Kaja and Loi combo still maintains a 100% win rate in MPL ID Season 13 up till this moment. And you're seeing why. Even when Bigetron go for the Kaja, the counter engage is there. On paper, that's the right play to make, right? The Kaja will jump on us. Let's jump on the Kaja first. But the trade back from Rebellion is just so decisive, and Moai, compared to the previous games, is getting a lot of space to really output that damage, man.
Huge spaces. The only member that actually can just jump up towards Moai so far effectively has been Cerezo, but the damage is just not enough. That was a pretty good last insanity, but unfortunately, just a sliver of HP lets Cars go away. And right now he's sitting at about 317 KDA. They might be setting up for another diversion play here with RDTZ and also Moai.
Let's see though, they've spotted the Loyi in the mid lane. That means they will know a bit more when it comes down to these diversion plays. Cerezo trying to zone him away. Full stacks on the Vincent, shredding him down. Vincent needs to respect this.
Oh wow!
Up top, Superkin finds it! Oh, Suelo's all alone! They were able to read it out, and Suelo gets read like a book! Punished down! Shut down for Moreno. No Loyi. Only one damage dealer. Can they do it?
Oh! Looks like Bigetron Alpha, they have a third eye. Somehow spotting up Suelo all alone on that bush. And there's nothing you can do to get away from that. You're only a mid laner. There's not much you can do when you're getting ganked up by these members. Another Lord Dance for Bigetron Alpha.
Still a very risky Lord Dance though. They still know that Vincent can look for the retreat. Minus Fury into the back, and Mon doing the same thing right now. Cars finds a penalty zone. On to 3, they're all gonna be pinned down. And the Divine Judgment from RDTZ locks him on down for Moai to pick up a double kill. 4v5, and then in the last minute, Suelo walks up with a diversion again.
Vincent turns to Vincent, man. 2-man pin towards the Lord Pit. And what a setup from Cars. The Turizla, incredibly terrifying.
That was such a great play. It could not have worked out better for Rebellion. Bigetron, despite having the man advantage, they kind of let their guard down, and that's all it takes. One moment with the Lord. Now they're without the Lord even. They're going for the base turret. Moai!
Wow.
Oh, and Siege gets it. Takes the base turret in the mid lane down.
What a madman.
With no minions.
That is a big W before the minion comes up. And right now they've been upgraded. A tougher job for Bigetron Alpha to defend this one. But now they have Cerezo. Has the items to clear the wave. But does he have the durability to do so?
Player goal by UBS Gold throws Moai all the way up there. But afterwards it's Cars and Suelo. Man, they just lack damage to deal with the front line. And they just don't have enough spammable spells. I mean, Moreno is trying his best, but with a cooldown on the Novaria spells, it's a lot difficult for him to carry the fights. And Eman is having the same issue.
Not enough damage just yet to take anyone down for Eman. And I think it's very easy for Rebellion to itemize right now against the 2 magic damage dealers of BTR. I think that's the main problem. Athena Shield as well from Moai.
Yep. Just focus on one thing. Cerezo can't really catch up towards the backliner of Rebellion. So the only physical damage threat is pretty much non-present for the damage dealers of Rebellion. And we're gonna see it once again. Look at that. Boom! Penalty zone and the pinson from Vincent.
That was just really, really good. And even there, in the middle of that chaotic fight, Eman once again was punished with the Divine Judgment. So RDTZ has his name on speed dial, man.
Shout out to Cars though, man. This guy, we thought, you know, Paquito, the lane dominant heroes, put him on a Turizla and he still performs like that.
All right, 2 base turrets down for Bigetron. In the late game, once again, they do have the Novaria. It has shown to be a big problem, especially in the hands of a player like Moreno. They can be flexible, can be aggressive. For Rebellion though, this is the problem now for Bigetron. Moreno wants to be in the area, but with the diversion, at any point he can just immediately get punished.
That's the diversion range for Luoyi.
Massive.
Yep. Uh-oh. No, that's a...
It's a bait.
Yep.
It's a trap.
But yeah, it's gonna be suck, man, for Bigetron Alpha. When you're in the backland, just chilling in your own jungle, and you still, you know, will they come or not? Or behind me, is there gonna be a diversion play? Because the diversion can be placed outside of the map so that Bigetron Alpha can't really see it. We've seen it before against Onyx. That might be a counterplay or like something that Rebellion Esports is trying to do right now. Because so far, Bigetron Alpha has been quite good at spotting up Sway Low with the diversion.
They cannot find these choke points as well, man. That AoE damage from Sway Low is a bit too much. Audi and Moai down below, the usual strat for Rebellion. They can utilize this. And this time, for BTR, they cannot ignore it.
You said that it was gimmick Arashi, but look what happened.
Oh, what's a gimmick?
The picks from Rebellion Esports.
Because the victory is to treat them like gimmicks, but at this point, I mean, it's a valid strategy, right? They recognize that there's a problem, so we'll have to see. The fact that they can control both sides due to the potential of a diversion play is definitely value as well.
Oh no.
What is ooh. Look, now, without the diversion play set up, quote-unquote, like ready, Bigetron are just respecting it. They're paranoid, preemptively considering what happens if they get behind us.
Yeah, pretty much the one that can pull the trigger is Rebellion, and Bigetron Alpha is just responding.
Yep.
They can't really make a play on its own because the threat is just way too lethal with diversion.
Diversion. Uh-oh. Again,
Uh-oh.
onto the back now. Eman gonna be picked off.
Bye-bye.
It's hazy with Swaylo's diversion again. Eman gets picked off. Rebellion Esports. What a play.
The Kingslayers is running through the Terminators. How do you defend this? How do you defend the cheese that is so smelly right now?
It's just so annoying, so dangerous. You're concerned about them attacking you from the top side of the map. They come from below. The fact that you have no idea where, usually the Kaja stays hidden, but you can read the movement somewhat. Now the Kaja is staying hidden, and you have no idea where it's gonna pop up on the map. It just works so well for Rebellion, and they're completely abusing this. Bigetron has wave clear, but we'll have to see if they can even defend with the higher range. That's the only thing they have right now. But even then, Harris doesn't really clear as well as a generic marksman.
Bigetron can only play front to back, but Rebellion is playing back to front. Lord Siege coming in.
Back to basics now. It's all about the defense of Bigetron Alpha on the Lord. Enhanced this time around. Brought up towards the top side turret. Super Ken holding it down for it to be taken down. Super Ken very low though. Has to respect this. Moai gets shot down by the Astral Sphere. The Athena Shield passive propped already. Back to the regen now as BTR are going back and forth into the base. Sorizo, Faraga armor down. Needs to back away again. The mini wave in the mid lane will not stop for Sorizo. Super Ken needs to hold it down. And RDTZ is looking for an angle to attack once again. Divine Judgment over to Super Ken, but he catches the Wind Fury and the actual Echo too. Turizla penalty zones in the back, but Vincent will lose out a lot of his HP. Super Ken still able to survive right now, and again, it's a good defense for BTR. They have held it down. That's an immortality pop. That is a diversion from Swaylo to get out, and Bigetron Alpha will prolong game 2.
What a game, what a defense, Arashi. What more could you ask for in this game, man?
That was so fancy for Sway Low. Again, being able to master this hero that's just not meta right now to this degree, it's definitely very impressive to look at. Now though, the goal difference won't really be that big of an issue. I think Bigetron Alpha has caught up. But now the question is that macro execution. How will Bigetron find a favorable fight, find a favorable takeoff when they're up against this combo?
Twilight armor for Xborg. This is something that I don't really see very often, even against composition that has heroes like Novaria, but what is this for, Rashi?
The burst down.
Generally, it's used to deny burst damage that's above a certain amount. So if there's a single instance of big damage, that's usually what it's for. But on the side of Rebellion, you really don't see a lot of those big burst heroes. Maybe the Luo Yi to a degree, but even then, I don't really feel like it works that way. I think it's still multiple instances, so I'm not quite sure, man.
Yeah,
I think the stats is what he's getting at.
Maybe, I do agree, but we're gonna have to shade some light here from damage dealt. I believe Suelo just now is about 26k above Moreno or Eman? Is it Moreno?
It is Moreno.
Yeah. So gives you perspective of how effective the Luo is so far in this match. And that is kind of an understatement as well. He's so far the one that is making the play, the diversion, the picks towards Eman that made him 0-4-4. One of the best gold laner in MPL ID so far. Feeding is the diversion. Oh, they spotted out,
Where's it gonna be?
Oh.
So now BTR don't know where it is, but Rebellion have a good position to really catch anyone off guard. Super Ken's walking up, Audi is right there. Divine Judgment over to Super Ken, he has the immortality, he dashes out, Suelo flickers out to safety, that's a flicker burnt! And a retreat 2 for Super Ken. Now BTR are on the hot seat, the mid lane has been pushed into the base. Super Ken wants to go for it, he wants to try to look for a reset, but he does not have that retreat. Are Rebellion aware of this? It does seem like they are. Moreno's the one who is tasked with dealing with waves.
Still going for it, Chorizo. Still trying to deal some damage. Super Ken going in again, once again.
Astral Echo there, Minus Fury, and a flicker on Suelo! The last insanity to the back, but he buys the winner truncheon, he has it in time. Now he buys the immortality, he gets gunned down as well. Chorizo still in the midst of it all, with the damage. Now it's the Heron with the Zaman Force. Cars losing immortality, gonna be burnt down once again as he's still alive. Diversion to the back, on the other side right now. It should be Moai looking for the end right now as the mid waves crash down, but Moreno is stopping this from happening. Moai on the base, he's looking for the end right now, but Moai will be shut down! ODT is next, he will die as well! They've defended! Rebellion cannot end!
What just happened? What the hell just happened? One more HP left on the base, and right now Bigetron Alpha has the green light to take it, to counter against Rebellion.
One hit away, it was one hit away!
That's what happens when you have a shred marksman, man. You don't do as much damage against structures. Rebellion now trying to buy time. 30 seconds without Audi, TZ, and Moai. Can't even do anything.
Zaman for zoning Vincent away. That's a big ult already spent, and for Vincent, he still has the heavy spin. Chorizo trying to zone Vincent away. This is a desperate call. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, you see the Luo Yi is walking down. He's looking perhaps for an angle to end this game. Chorizo doing a whole lot right now by zoning Vincent, chunking him down, and maybe possibly taking his immortality out. Vincent is out of the fight. Now Super Ken just needs to retreat, and he does. Cars off position, a defensive penalty zone, but Cars will be able to defend forward. Now it's a good shot down, and the last insanity. Winner truncheon as Vincent brings Eman back with a heavy spin, but gets his immortality taken away. Eman buys the immortality, Moreno buys the kill of the Cars, and Super Ken deletes Vincent. 2-4-0, make it 3 with the Lord.
Incredibly calm and stoic is the Red Robots. They don't let the emotions dictate their game. They just play to their strength. And right now they have the Lord. They have all the tools needed to end the game and make this one of the best comebacks so far in MPL Indonesia Season 13. Who would have thought? We thought there was no counter for the diversion, but Bigetron strikes.
With the Lord pushing in, fortunately for Rebellion, the waves aren't exactly in favor of Bigetron, but with 28 seconds until Vincent is up, this is valuable time that Bigetron can use to try and get some more advantage, get back some more control. They're trying to push with it, but Suelo is available and there is counter-engage in the hands of Rebellion. So Bigetron, they want to be very careful about this.
25th minute evolved Lord though. We're not talking about any other Lord. Good taunt onto Audi TZ, Super Ken taken very low. Still able to sustain right now. The Lord chunked as well. Rebellion doing a good job at defending for now. Jumping into the back with the Min's Fury. Cars, penalty zone onto the back as well. Moreno forced to flicker out right now. They look for the fight. Into the Praisers. Wrath. Vincent, heavy spin to pin Super Ken down, but Moai is not in any position to go for it. Super Ken dashing forward. Moai shutting them down. And one last head. Moai flicker goes out as a winner turns by Super Cat. He buys it just in time as they look for the base, and Sway Low gets deleted. Bigetron out for the Red Robots. Will stay on top with a comeback victory against the Blue Bulls.
The improbable happens in this game. The Red Robots solidified their position. Who's the Kingslayer? Who the hell is it, Giant Slayer? I am a robot. I don't let any kind of that dictate the game. And I'm gonna play my game the right way, my way.